coming to you wanting your help, rather than you go out there pushing your help on other people. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Because who wants customers coming to you rather than you going to them? Raise your hand if you prefer customers coming to you. Actually, before we carry on, I better understand who my audience is. So who already is in business? You have a business. You're a business owner already, please. All right. And not yet in business, please raise your hand. Okay. So those who are not yet in business, I'm assuming that you're here because you want to be in business or you want to find a way of generating more money doing what you're doing now. Is that correct? Yes or no? Okay. So ultimately, in order to help more people, you can't do it by hunting for people. Because the chance of you being lucky enough to come across the right person at the right time with the exact problem that you want to solve is extraordinary hit and miss, isn't it? Yes or no, guys?
Yes.
So you want them coming to you at what's called the first moment of truth. The first moment of truth is the exact moment they have a need for a solution and they think of you. So you need to be top of the mind thinking the moment somebody hits that first moment of truth. If I say to you, running shoe, then the company you're probably thinking of most is?
Nike.
There you are. Which means when you've got a problem that means you need a solution called running shoe, you immediately think of that brand and you'll pay a premium price. So right now, if somebody's got the problem that you want to or can solve for someone or a business, are they thinking of you? And the answer to that probably at the moment is now, no. Which means that you make business by being lucky. Right place, right time, right person. So we have to change that. So how do you do it? That's what we're going to look at today. All right, so let's begin. Slides, please. Everybody begins at the beginning. At the very beginning of your career, you're going to be unknown. At the very bottom of this triangle, you're unknown. Which means that you have to go hunting for business and it's horrible. Your income's going to be low. 0 to 25,000. Next, you start being known as a specialist. Your income jumps up by double, 25 to 50,000. But that's not going to be enough. And so what you need to become is the third element, which is an authority. You need to start becoming known as an authority for what you do. As an authority, the most important thing that will position you as an authority in today's marketplace is not your letters after your name, your experiences, etc. It's going to be your content. What positions you today is content. Now, if we go back years ago, the content, if you were wanting to be seen and known as an authority, would be viewed on television, radio, and or in newspapers. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Yes or no, guys? Raise your hand if you're with me, please. Are you there?
Yes.
The lights are quite in my face, so I'm not sure you are still there. So, look, if I'm going to ask you questions, the reason I'm doing it is because the speaker needs feedback. Because if we were talking one-on-one, I would obviously want to check your understanding every now and again, because that would make sense. But I can't do that individually every single one of you, so collectively, your response tells me whether you understand or don't. I'm going to assume you don't if you don't respond. But it might be just because you're just dormant, which means now I'm not going to get to teach you everything I can to teach you, which I prefer not to. So if I do ask you a question, just a quick response, yes, they're with me, they get it, I can move on and go faster and deeper and give you more. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All those who are up for responding, please raise your hand. Say yes?
Yes.
Yes. I know why you don't want it. You don't want to be the only idiot calling out, do you? But that's why you came. You came here to be outstanding. So stop trying to fit in when you're born to stand out. Are you not born to stand out? Good. So, it used to be TV, it used to be radio, and it used to be newspapers, right? But the problem with this is that there are gatekeepers stopping you getting on those channels. Gatekeepers. You had to be really good or know the right person. But today, TV is replaced by YouTube, radio is replaced by podcasting, newspapers replaced by social media posts. So what are you waiting for? You've got to start doing it now, not later. The people who got into radio early, dominate. People who got into television early, dominate. People who got into newspapers early, dominated. Does that make sense? Yes. Yes, no, guys, it's still early. Yes. It's still early. There's still plenty of time, but you have to start now. All right, so the thing that makes you an authority is your content. Because the first 6 letters of the word authority spell the word author. Now that might lead to believe you've got to author content that isn't a form of a book. No, not necessarily. It isn't the thing it used to be. But there is something you need to author that will actually take you only a day or two to create. And it will make you an instant authority because you're the author of it, and everything you do will come from that. And what that is something called your method. It's your methodology, it is your recipes, it is your frameworks that crystallize what it is you do and how you uniquely get your target market client from where they are to instead where they want to be. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, understand?
Yes.
You need a process for that you become known for. I call it your unique branded solution. It becomes your intellectual property. It becomes you, but in a form that is an asset outside of you, not you. Because at the moment, the asset in your business would be you. And that's a big problem. Because when you're the asset, your business isn't worth anything. Because you are the person who has to do the work. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Raise hand if you understand. So you've got to extract your genius that's inside of you and put it into frameworks and formulas and recipes that you build your content and ideas around. Does that make sense to you? Okay?
Yes.
So as an authority, once you create those, your income goes from 50,000 on the low end to 1 million. But there is 2 levels more. The next level up is a new name. It's called micro celebrity. You might know them as influencers. But in essence, it's a micro celebrity, somebody who is known but within their industry, within their field of authority. They become celebrities. And as a celebrity, you're going to get judged more. As a micro celebrity, you're going to have fans and non-fans. You'll be attacked for your views. And that's when you need to double down on them and not dilute them. Because you won't be loved by everyone, and you've got to get over that. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Right? You've got to get used to that. That will happen when you get to that level. When you're down here, nobody cares about you, no one knows you, it's not a problem. But you've got to stop living in the middle of the magnet. In order to be attractive, you have to become repulsive. It's working for Donald Trump. There's a point in case there, though. You have to choose an end. Does that make sense? Nobody wants the diluted version of anything because they don't know what you stand for. Will you create enemies? Yes, good for you. It means you stood for something. So what do you stand for? What are you going to battle for? Because you need to go into battle to care for your clients, to overcome their challenges and be in their team. Does that make sense? They want you on their team. So you've got to have opinions, you've got to have perspectives, because that's what you get paid for in the industry, is having a perspective, so everybody knows what this business stands for. Does that make sense? When you think Virgin, you know what it stands for. When you think Apple, you know what it stands for. When you think Microsoft, you know what it stands for. There are certain values, principles, and things that they stand by, and those become part of your identity. Does that make sense? Raise hand if you follow. Otherwise, nobody trusts you, you see. And then the next element, and the income for micro celebrity is 1 to 10 million. 1 to 10 million. But there is another level, and that is called celebrity. And celebrity makes the most money. 10 million plus. But if you have a question, you can write it down and you can ask me at the end. That way I'll get through everything rather than taking diversions left, right, and centre, if that's all right. Everybody agree with that? Is that okay?
Yes.
All right. So this is where we're going. In this little section of content I'm going to give to you, we are ultimately heading for authority stroke micro celebrity. All of you from a standing start can become an authority in an area you care about or knowledge about or want to be knowledgeable about within the next 12 to 18 months and start making the income that's 50 up to 10 million in that frame of time. All those who are up for that in this section of content, to learn how to do that, please raise your hands with a big smiley face and say yes.
Yes.
Good. Now, one of the things that you'll need to develop, which we're going to talk about today as well, is your story. Every one of you needs a story. You are a story, you have a story. But you need to learn What is it? And how do I deliver it? Now, why is your story important? Because your story should illustrate two things. That is, one, what you do. Number two, why you're doing it. If your target market do not know what you do and why you've chosen to do it, it's not easy for them to build trust in you. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So your story is designed to build trust. For me, my journey began back in the July of the year 2000. I'm sitting in the viewing gallery of court number 4 at the Old Bailey in London. As I look across the old wooden panels, the officious-looking people wearing their capes and their wigs, there she is, right there. And for the first time in the entire trial, her own counsel turned to her and said, "Is there anything you'd like to add to your own personal testimony, Mrs. Harrington?" And you saw this boyish-looking girl lift her chin to address the accused directly at the back of the room. I'm going to say something now that I didn't have the courage to say before. Something I should have said a long time ago. No. I'm not going to believe, like you told me, that Mum would get sick. I'm not going to believe that if I speak up, it's all going to be my fault. I'm not going to believe that lie anymore. I didn't come here to win. It doesn't matter what these 12 people have to say in the jury. I came here to stand up to you and say no. You won't keep your secret anymore. I won't live this lie. That's it. Thank you. And as she walked away, I wanted to cheer and shout. You can't, obviously, you're in the viewing gallery. Now you'd think that'd give us some sense of relief, but it didn't, because just a few days later I find her sitting in our lounge and she's rocking backwards and forwards, becoming withdrawn, dissociated, detached. Now why is that, since we've won the case? Because one by one in that same witness box, giving evidence to protect the accused, was her aunties, her brother and her own mother. So having felt betrayed, she just didn't know what to do. This was happening for days and I didn't know what to do, so out of desperation we checked her into a private hospital. She was in there for several weeks. It wasn't working. She was trashing her room on a regular basis, smoking, throwing things, taking illegal substances. I don't know where from. I'm freaking out. I don't know what to do. Came home late one night. I wasn't sleeping too good. So I'm on that same sofa. I'm hopping through the channels. And on late night shopping television, nothing else on TV back then, I came across an infomercial from Tony Robbins. He was selling a program called Get the Edge. I felt like I'm probably over the edge. So I called the company up. I speak to Marchonda Heddes on the end of the phone. And I'm telling Marchonda right here, I'm telling her everything about what's happened that I just told you. I see. So you think we should come and see Tony Robbins live? Okay. 7 different events that he runs. Okay, and you think this is the answer? You think this would definitely help? Okay. When's he coming to the UK? He's not coming to the UK. So I need to come to the States, the United States. Okay. How much is it? $10,000. Oh, each. Wow. Okay. Hang on a second. What shall I do? What shall I do here? What would you do if you were me? But hang on a second, I'm vulnerable here. I'm vulnerable. I'm easily led at this point. I'm vulnerable. Anything. I could be making a mistake. I could be wasting 10,000 here, putting all my life savings into this. What if it all goes wrong? No, I don't use it. Hang on a second. Do you take credit card?
I use LinkedIn.
American Express?
LinkedIn, Twitter.
Yes, I can do it.
Professional.
Okay. Listen, Marshall, I'm going to do this, and something's telling me to do this, but I'm really scared I'm making a really bad decision. So let me ask you one question. Are you going to be there? Because I'm going to look for you. Because I need to know you're going to be there. You are? Okay, cool. All right, I'm going to get my card. 2 seconds. I'll do exactly that. Give her the card, just give her the 16-digit card number, invest in myself, invest in her. I go with this. A few days later, gets all medical advice. I check her out. The hospital, go to the Orange County Convention Center in Florida to go to Tony Robbins' UPW, Unleash the Power Within. I walk into this place, there's 5,000 people outside rushing to get in. They open the doors, there's people sprinting